Hey everyone, I'm Katie Turnbull. For those of you who don't know me, I lead our Leadership Continuum team, which is in charge of planning and executing all of your professional all core development this year. And so I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and say how excited we are about seeing everybody on Saturday at our 5th annual Teaching and Learning Summit. And also wanted to take a couple of minutes to just frame for you our approach to not only the day, but how we're thinking about your professional development throughout the course of your 2 years. So just wanted to share some of the guiding principles that we have as we think about our work. The first one being that we really want to focus on professional development that we as Teach for America feel uniquely positioned to offer. So we know that we're not your only support and development as teachers. Many of you are enrolled in the master's program either at Johns Hopkins or at ECU, or at least engaged in coursework with ECU. You have tons of district support coming through your BT mentors and others at your school. And so when I think about what we are uniquely positioned to offer and Teach for America, we have adapted a framework from Gary Howard where we want to center on 3 major pieces. Those pieces being knowing yourself, knowing your students, and knowing your content. And we believe that to create the excellent and equitable classrooms that we're working towards across Eastern North Carolina, it really takes attention to all 3 of these areas to create those excellent and equitable classrooms. So if you can see the triangle behind me, we think that all 3 of these components are important. And at this summit in particular, we're thinking about the intersection of these components. So we're thinking about rigor and relationships and responsiveness. And all of our training throughout the course of the 2 years will be focused on those elements. How does knowing yourself and knowing your content play out in your classroom? How does knowing your students and knowing your content play out in your classroom? And then how does knowing yourself and knowing your students come together to impact the results that you're receiving in your classroom? And so we think it's really hard to keep all 3 of these things in balance, and we also know that that's what's really necessary. So you'll feel all components of those, all sides of this triangle in the day on Saturday and in our PLCs moving forward. So one component that I just named was, what are we uniquely positioned to offer as Teach for America? The second guiding principle that we have is, how are we incorporating practice into all that we do? And this is really a model that we've adapted from the University of Washington and the College of Education, which is a program they have called Teacher Education by Design, where practice is at the heart of learning to teach. So hopefully you're starting to feel that in the support you're getting from us. We have received some of our first 8-week survey data back and have gotten the feedback that not everyone felt like there was enough practice in all core kickoff. And so we hear that and we really appreciate that feedback. And we know that this year is going to be, we're going to hit that in some ways and we're going to miss that and not always be successful at that. But we're always striving to get better and putting more and more practice in the center of what we're doing. So keep the feedback coming. I hope that you feel much more engaged in much more practice over the course of Saturday and in future PLCs. So in addition to what we're uniquely positioned to offer, also the practice that we want to incorporate in all that we're doing as we're learning to become stronger teachers. The other piece that I think is really important about Saturday is that we know there's power in collective movement, and there's just power when we can all come together. And we see the collective movement of core members, alumni, community members, students, and families playing out every day across the region. We know that you're working in community with others all the time. We see examples of that when core members and alumni come together at school sites to make change for kids alongside veteran teachers. We've seen that recently when Sabrina Martiello, an alumni in Kinston, has rallied core members and community members to help support flood relief efforts to support students and families. And I'm sure there are countless other examples of when that's happening in each individual community. I think Saturday offers us a unique opportunity to be together, more than 200 of us, core members, alumni, staff, community members, students, and others, and really feel that collective power of us all being together. And so I hope you're excited to feel that energy when we're all together on Saturday. And I will just leave you with this quote by Cornel West that we've included on some of our materials up to this. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. So here's the quote. We can always make a difference if we muster the courage to think critically, to care for others, and to sustain hope. So we can organize and mobilize with one another to bring power and pressure to bear on the prevailing status quo. So thank you for coming together, for caring for each other, for helping us sustain hope. We're looking forward to doing this work with you on Saturday and the days ahead. Thanks so much. See you soon.